Namo Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajacharya Ashtattara Sada Sri Srimati His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I hope all you are doing well. Today we'll be reading from chapter 24 from Nectar of Devotion for the Trait of Sri Krishna. So before we begin, let's pray first. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuru Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatam Jayamudiraye. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. So let's begin chapter 24 for the trait of Sri Krishna. After describing the different opulence of Sri Krishna, Srila Rupa Goswami tries to further describe the transcendental beauty and quality of the Lord as described, enjoying, pleasing, dependable, steady, and the predominating. He is also described as the meticulous dresser and the magnanimous personality. They are generally considered to be the quality of the great personality. Decorated. It is said that a person is a great if he decorated with a with the quality of being very merciful towards the unfortunate, very powerful, superior, chivalrous, and enthusiastic, expert, and truthful. This decoration are manifested in the character of Sri Krishna during his Govardhan Lila. At that time, the whole tract of the land of Vrindavana was being disturbed by the train sent by Indra, as described elsewhere. As first Krishna thought, let me retaliate against the vengeance by Indra by destroying his heavenly kingdom. But later on, when he when he thought of the insignificance of the king of Himraki, Krishna changed his mind and felt merciful towards Indra. No one is able to tolerate the worth of Krishna. So instead of retaliating against Indra, he simply showed his compassion for his friend and Vrindavana by lifting the whole of Govardhan Hill to protect them. Enjoying. When a person is seen to be always very happy and is accustomed to speak smilingly, he is considered to be the mode of enjoyment. This state was found in Krishna when he appeared in sacrificial area of the king Kamsa. It is described that the lotus eye Krishna entered among the whistler without being impolite to them, glanced over them with determination and seeming to them just like elephant attacking some plant. E- Even while speaking to them, Krishna was still smiling, and in this way he stood vali- valiantly upon the wrestling dais, pleasing. When one characteristics are very sweet and desirable, his personality is called pleasing. An example of the Krishna's pleasing nature is thus described in Srimad Bhagavatam. One day, while Krishna was awaiting for arrival of Srimati Radharani by the bank of Yamuna, he began to make garland of kadamba flower. In the meantime, Srimati Radharani appeared there. At that time, Murari Krishna, the enemy of Mura, glanced over Radharani very sweetly. Dependable. Any person who is reliable in all circumstances is called dependable. In this connection, Rupa Goswami says that even the demon were relying upon the dependability of the Krishna because they are confident that Krishna would never attack them without due cause. Therefore, with faith and confidence, they used to live with their door wide open. And the demigod, although afraid of demon, were confident that the protection of Krishna. Therefore, even in the midst of the danger, they were engaged in the sportive activity. Person who had never undergone the reformatory ritualistic ceremony of the Veda were confident that Krishna would accept only faith and devotion. So they were engaged in Krishna consciousness and were free from all anxiety. In other words, all kind of men, from the demigod down to the uncultured, can rely the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord. Steady. A person who is not disturbed even in a situation of the reverse is called steady. This steadiness was observed in Krishna in connection with his chastising the demon known as a Bana. The Bana demon has many hands, and Krishna was cutting off the hand one after another. The Bana was a great devotee of Lord Shiva and the goddess Durga. Thus, Bana was being chastised. Lord Shiva Durga became very furious at Krishna, that Krishna did not care for them. Predominating. A person who can affect the mind of everyone is called predominating. As far as Krishna's predomination is concerned, in the 10th canto, 43rd chapter, 417 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is described thus by the Sukdev Goswami to King Pariksit: My dear king, Krishna is a thunderbolt to the whistler, and to the common man, he is a beautiful human being. To the young girl, he is just like a cupid. To the cowherdmen and women, he is most intimate relative. To the impious king, he is a supreme ruler. To the parent, Nanda and Jashoda, he is just like a baby. To the Kamsa, the king of Bhoja, he is a death personified. To the dull and the stupid, he is just like a stone. To dull and stupid is just like a stone. To the yogi, he is a supreme absolute truth. To the to the Brishnis, he is a supreme personality godhead. In such a predominating position, Krishna accepted in that arena along with his older brother Balarama. When Krishna, the reservoir of all Melo, was present in the arena of the council, he appeared differently to the different person who were related to him, different Melo. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that he appeared to the every person according to one relationship with him. Sometimes learned scholars describe predominating to means a person intolerant of being neglected. This peculiarity in Krishna was visible when Kamsa was insulting Maharaja Nanda. When Kamsa was insulting Maharaja Nanda, Vasudeva was asking Krishna's assistance in killing Kamsa, and Krishna was glancing over Kamsa was longing eye, just like a prostitute, and was preparing to jump at the king. Meticulous dresser. A person who is fond of dressing himself is called Lalita or meticulous dresser. This characteristic was found in Krishna in two ways. Sometimes he used decorate Srimati Radharani with the various marks, and sometimes when he was preparing to kill demon like Aristasura, he would take care to arrange this can build very nicely. Magnanimous. Person who can give themselves to anyone are called magnanimous. A person who can give themselves to anyone are called magnanimous. No one could be more magnanimous than Krishna because he is always prepared to give himself completely to his devotee, even to one who is not a devotee. Krishna in his form of Lord Chaitanya is prepared to give himself and to grant deliverance. Although Krishna is independent of everyone, out of his causeless mercy, he is dependent upon Garga Rishi for the religious instruction. For learning the military art, he is dependent upon the Sattaki. And for good counsel, he is dependent upon his friend Uddhava. So, Hare Krishna. So, here I conclude the reading of the Bhaktivedanta purport from chapter 24. I hope all you understood. This is a very short chapter for today. So, let's go into the insight. Uh, Please listen till the end. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
So, today we're diving into a blueprint for what you might call the perfect personality. It's drawn from Vaishnavism, a philosophical tradition that's literally thousands of years old. And at its heart, it's all about understanding the divine. But what's really cool is that it gives us this incredible character profile. It tries to define what makes a person truly complete. And these traits, well, they're just as relevant for personal growth today as they were way back then. So, let's get into it.
I mean, think about it. What makes a character, any character, really stick with you? Is it their raw power? Their charm? Maybe that unwavering resolve they have? We're all drawn to characters who have this unique mix of qualities. But what would a truly perfect combination even look like? Well, it turns out there's an ancient text that gives us a pretty unique blueprint. Our guide for this whole exploration is a text called The Transcendental Traits of Sri Krishna. And it offers this super detailed look at an ideal personality, using a central figure from Hindu tradition as basically a case study. All right, here's our game plan. We'll start by introducing our subject. Then we'll explore their traits, kind of grouped by theme, from power and compassion to personal charm, reliability, and then we'll get to this fascinating idea of how one person can appear totally different to everyone. So our case study is Sri Krishna. The text uses his story to showcase a whole collection of qualities that, when you put them all together, paint a picture of an ideal being. Let's kick things off with a really powerful combination: the balance between strength and mercy. I mean, how does a person, or a leader for that matter, wield immense power without, losing their compassion? Okay, so the first quality we're going to look at is called decorated. And no, this isn't about jewelry or any kind of external stuff. It's all about being decorated with internal qualities, things like mercy, power, chivalry, and truthfulness. And this story, man, it perfectly illustrates this idea of being decorated. So when this powerful demigod Indra floods his village, Krishna's first thought is to retaliate. But then he has this moment of compassion. He sees Indra as insignificant and decides against it. Instead, he uses his incredible power not for revenge, but to protect his community by lifting an entire mountain to act as a giant umbrella. I mean, come on, that's the perfect example of power balanced with mercy. The next trait is steady. This is all about that unshakable composure. It's the kind of emotional resilience we all strive for, right? That ability to stay totally calm and focused, even when everything is going wrong around you. Just imagine this for a second. You're in the middle of a battle with some powerful demon, and then all of a sudden, two of the most formidable deities in the cosmos, Lord Shiva and the goddess Durga, show up, and they are not happy with you. The text says that Krishna was completely unfazed. He just stayed steady and focused on the task at hand. Now that is what I call composure. Okay, so let's shift our focus a little bit to a different side of this ideal personality, those personal and social qualities. This is all about how the character carries himself and interacts with the world. The first trait here is called enjoying, and this describes a person who is just fundamentally happy, whose default state is joy, and it often comes out in a simple smile. Now, what's really wild about this is the context. He's not smiling because he's at some party. He's walking into a hostile wrestling arena, owned by a king who literally wants him dead. And yet he strolls in with a smile, looking determined and valiant. His happiness clearly isn't dependent on his circumstances. Next up is pleasing. This is that magnetic quality some people just have, a personality that's so sweet and charming, you just want to be around them. You know the type. And the text illustrates this with such a simple, beautiful moment. Krishna is waiting for his beloved, and he's just passing the time by weaving a flower garland. When she finally shows up, he just looks at her very sweetly. It's these tiny, intimate details that really build up this pleasing quality. So we have power and we have charm, but what's the foundation holding it all up? Well, according to this profile, it's trust. This section is all about the traits that make a person truly reliable and generous. The absolute cornerstone of this ideal personality is dependability. It's that quality of being someone that other people can count on, no matter what. It's the foundation of any strong relationship, any strong community, really. And just look at the sheer scope of this dependability. It wasn't just for his friends. The demigods felt protected by him. People who were considered uncultured felt accepted. But what's incredible is that even the demons relied on him. They were apparently confident he would never attack them without a just cause. That's a level of reliability that goes way beyond alliances. Building on that dependability is this quality of being magnanimous. This is a really profound kind of generosity, not just of, material things, but of one's very self. It's the ability to give your full attention, your energy, and your support to anyone who needs it. All right, now for what might just be the most fascinating trait of them all. This is about perception and how a single person can be seen in radically different ways by different people, all at the exact same time.
Just listen to this description of Krishna walking into that same wrestling arena we talked about. He's described as a thunderbolt, the most beautiful human, Cupid, a close relative, a supreme ruler, a baby, death personified, a dull stone, and the absolute truth, all at once. This table really breaks it down nicely. To the wrestlers he was about to fight, he was pure power, a thunderbolt. To the young girls in the crowd, he was the embodiment of love. To his parents watching, he was still their child. To the evil King Kamsa, he was doom itself. And to the yogis, he was the ultimate reality. Each person saw what was most relevant to their own relationship with him. It's pretty amazing. So, what happens when we bring all of these traits together? We get a truly complete personality that just seamlessly blends the cosmic and the personal, the epic and the everyday. I mean, really think about this range. On one hand, you've got a being who can lift a mountain to stop a flood, just massive world-saving power. On the other hand, the text makes a point to mention that before fighting a demon, he takes a moment to carefully arrange his belt. This is the quality of being a meticulous dresser. And this attention to detail isn't just about looking good, not at all. It's really a reflection of a mind that is fully present and engaged in every single moment. It applies outwardly in the care he takes to adorn his beloved, and it applies inwardly in the way he prepares himself for battle. It shows this deep mindfulness in every action, no matter how big or how small. So what we end up with is this incredible mosaic of a personality. You have someone who is immensely powerful yet gentle, constantly joyful yet unshakably steady, personally charming yet universally dependable. It's a portrait of a truly complete being, someone who is just as present in the grand cosmic scheme of things as they are in the smallest, most personal details. This ancient text presents its vision of an ideal, complete personality. After seeing this whole blueprint of traits, from steadiness to charm to dependability, it kind of leaves us with a question for our own lives. What single trait do you believe is the most essential for a person to be considered truly great?